The streets were pitch black and completely silent apart from the faint noises of the narrow raindrops drifting downwards. A few shadowy figures lurked in derelict buildings, trying not to be seen, of course. There was nobody there since it was about 3 a.m. Small numbers of people stalked their TVs while most people slept. There was one certain person who wasn't doing any of those things. A little 5-year-old girl was playing with little headless dolls with barely any limbs except a torso and a leg. She was different than most children. She barely even went to school because she did deranged paintings and drawings. Whenever another child slightly annoyed her, they would be missing the next day. Her parents had to keep her home. Every time she even looked out of the window, her strict parents would be there in seconds to pull her away. It was mid-December and very close to Christmas. Children are normally very excited in those few days before it happens, but she wasn't. She would sit in her room ripping the limbs off her defenseless dolls while others had snow fights. She was allowed one present for Christmas, and she chose a tricycle. In the short minutes she was allowed outside because her parents had to do shopping, she would always look at this small, unofficial shop which was crooked. There was a tricycle at the window all the time. She would adore it while she could see it. It was Christmas and her parents knew she wanted the tricycle, so they went to the strange little shop and bought it for an amazingly cheap price of $2. They drove back with the slightly imitating tricycle. As soon as they arrived home, they heard thudding coming down the stairs. She had just sensed that it was there and took it outside. The parents were trying to stop her as much as they could, but she seemed to just slide past them. She started riding on the road, singing to herself when a car simply ran her over. The tricycle was fine and was still sliding down the road, but she was dead. Nobody knew how it happened, because it could have been an accident or maybe the tricycle did it. Another family who had heard the news found the tricycle with a note on it saying, "Bye," and went to return the tricycle to the shop, and also asked if it had a curse. They went, the shop was there but destroyed with products all over the place. They found the dead body underneath the rubble and claimed he destroyed the shop, but nobody knows. Apparently the tricycle was cursed and was made by somebody who killed themselves 13 years ago. The parents said that their daughter was evil and had a link with the tricycle, but nobody knows if that is true or not. They buried her, Sophie, their daughter, in their garden, and a few weeks later they found their dog's head sitting next to her burial spot, slightly like what she did her dolls when she was alive. The parents moved house, and the people who bought it kept saying that they heard strange noises of crying and thumping up the stairs when it turned midnight. Was she dead?